Hey, it's Coffee Radio, and you're checking with Eric and Julius Lewald of X-Men 92, X-Men the Animated Series. I'm so excited to see you guys at Comic-Con. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great. We're worn out. It's really busy.
Yeah.
A lot of love for X-Men the Animated Series and X-Men 97. It's
I am so
wonderful.
excited because I can't believe you guys really shaped my childhood to see all those shows. I mean, people don't really realize how important that was to reinvigorating Marvel, reinvigorating the Marvel universe as we know it today. Can you kind of just tell us just a little bit of maybe your roles in all of that? I mean, obviously you were the main contributing factor to all that, but even just a minute or however you guys want to describe it.
Well, I'm going to jump in real quick and say there is a person who deserves all the credit for
Making it happen.
making it happen, and it's a woman named Margaret Lesh, who was working at Marvel Studios at the time, was close friends with Stan Lee, loved the X-Men property, kept pitching it to ABC, NBC, CBS, and she couldn't give it away.
Yeah, nobody. So all through the 80s, she tried to get on TV. Finally, they made her the president of this new little Fox network. It's kind of half a network. And so she said, first show I'm going to try to get going is X-Men. It took her about a year and a half to get it together, but she greenlit it in February 92. And we got the call the night before saying, "You're in, man." And Larry Houston and Will Mineo. So there's a group of us, 3 or 4, that were thrown into kind of the deep end and said, "You've got to develop this really fast, make it work, because we want this ready by September." And that was only 7 months, and it was such an ambitious show that it ended up she had to stretch it off to January before it actually showed up. But it was just great. And some of the art guys knew X-Men backwards and forwards from the books. I never touched an X-Men book before I started that job. So I had to be real kind of quiet there for the first few meetings, keep my mouth shut.
But that was also trying to find out, yes, they got superpowers, yes, they can fly and blow stuff up, but what was the humanity in each of these characters? And I think the fidelity you and your head writer Mark Edens and the rest of us tried to bring to bringing these characters out of the comic books and onto a TV screen has stood the test of time, and I'm so grateful that it found an audience, blew up, and that audience is the thing that then set up what became the X-Men 1999 movie, and that begat more movies, and then
the MCU, when we were pitching X-Men, when we were making X-Men the animated series, the world really didn't know, outside of the comic books. They didn't know the X-Men.
It wasn't part of the X-Men, that's for sure.
Yeah, and so by the end of it, and the fact the movies took off, now it's a central part of popular culture, and we're thrilled to have been part of it for 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I appreciate everything you've ever done.
Oh, thank you.
Where can they follow you guys out on social media?
X-Men TAS for X-Men the Animated Series. That's us on Twitter X or on Instagram, and we have a website, xmentas.com, that we need to pay a little more attention to, but that also has our email address on it, and you'll feel free to reach out.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Bye-bye.